but it's okay, we'll survive. Because the homework's easier, and we always like when our homework's easier, right? Oh, it's broken, actually, so you can see it. Okay.
That's because you're up close, it is.
Up close and personal, that's right. Okay, so coordinate plane, that's just a graph. This is a graph, welcome to the graphs. We're finding area and perimeter to find our first shape. What's our first shape?
A rectangle.
A rectangle. How do I find the area of a rectangle?
Many times with.
Length times width, base times height, whatever you want to call it. Okay. In our shape, it doesn't really matter which one's your base, which one's your height. What's important in our coordinate planes though, is that when your lines are straight horizontal or straight vertical, life is so much easier. When they are slanted and when they're diagonal, that's when life sucks. Right, Colin?
Yes.
Right. Okay. The reason it is nice or sucks is because when they're straight across and straight up and down, we can count them. Okay? So if I want to talk about the length of AB, I can literally count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. AB is 8 long. Okay, ready? You count to figure out what the height is.
7.
I got 7 too. Okay, like I said, it doesn't matter what base or height is. Question though, what's CD? How big is CD?
8, right?
8. How big is AC?
7.
Okay, good. So, when I find my area, and I have base times height, what two numbers am I multiplying?
8 times 7.
8 times 7. Which gives me how much for my area?
56.
Perfect. Notice this doesn't have a label, so we're just going to leave the numbers.
Perimeter.
Okay, to find the perimeter, what am I doing?
Adding them all.
Adding them all up, right, Jasmine? Writing this down. There's literally nothing written on your paper.
Which equals 30.
30, does it really?
Yeah.
8 plus 7 plus 8 plus 7.
It's 16 plus 14.
What? Oh, I got you.
I'm gonna do this. Better than this.
Nothing, I was just confused for a second. Honestly, instead of adding these up, what I normally do is just take 2 times one of the sides and 2 times the other side. But they say the same thing.
Wait, what's that? Oh.
It just says the same thing. Just like looks different.
Yeah.
Okay. Questions on that?
No.
No. Oh, so this is basically it?
This is easy.
Yeah, but then we look at the next one and like, do you see the problem?
Nope, it's that.
There's half squares in
No, you can't count half squares. We can't do that.
there. No,
Wow,
like,
that's just
in the
technically we
area.
can.
Me looking at that grid just messed with my eyes.
So the problem where it sucks is when you have these diagonal lines, the slanted lines.
Really, all of them are like that except the first one.
Not
So you
all,
skip.
not all of them. Okay, so when you have the slanted lines, you have options. One of the options is to use the distance formula. Another option is to use Pythagorean theorem. I'm going to show you both ways. I will continue to use one of the ways, and then you guys pick.
Oh, I think I remember the distance formula.
Good. I will write the distance formula here. If you don't want to write it, that's fine. We subtract our x's squared plus subtract y squared.
Oh, that's distance formula?
That's distance formula.
That's so much work.
Yeah, Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
I should be going to the
I
ball.
was worried.
Why is it?
Jasmine, this way. Come on. Wait, so if you want to use the distance formula, you have to find the coordinates of the points. So, let's do the short one for distance.
Oh,
I feel like that'll be easier. So if I want to find the length of AB, we'll use distance formula. So A is 2, 3. And B is 4, 1.
Oh, they're coordinates.
Yeah, those are coordinates. And that's where we're going to plug into the distance formula. Okay? So what are the x values of those 2 points? We have 2, 3, 4, 1. Which ones are X's?
2 and 4.
2 and 4. I always take big minus small. Doesn't matter what order because you square them. So if those are X's, what are our Y's?
3 and 1.
Yeah, 3 and 1.
What's AB stand for?
This side.
B.
A, B.
Oh yeah, that's right, that's right.
Yeah. Okay, now we get to do some math. What is 4 minus 2?
2,
What's 2 squared?
4,
Ugh. What's 3 minus 1?
2,
2 squared is,
2, 4.
so we have 4 plus 4, which is 8. I always just leave it in square roots when we're finding lengths, and you'll see why in a little bit. If you really wanted to, you could figure out what decimal that is. If AB is the square root of 8, how long is DC?
Square root of 8.
Good deal. Okay,
With that, that's it.
no, that's not it, that's not it. We're just finding the lengths. We haven't even gone to area primer yet. Can I count my other side lengths?
Yes.
I can just straight up count them?
No.
No, I can't. So to find how big AD is, this one we're gonna do the other way. We're gonna do this the Pythagorean theorem way, okay? If you like the distance formula, that's fine. I think Pythagorean theorem is easier. So when we use Pythagorean theorem, we always have to have a right triangle when we do it, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a triangle outside of our rectangle. Okay, and you can use this one down here, it doesn't matter, they're gonna be the same lengths. Okay, and then we're gonna count the side lengths of our triangle. Remember, the triangle isn't what shape we're looking at, but it's just gonna help us find the distance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, so this is the 45, 45.
Yes. You can use that too if you want to. I mean, it's not.
so good, tell us, Sophia.
So remember when you set up Pythagorean theorem, the two that make the right angle are the two that get added together. The one that doesn't touch the right angle is the one that goes out by itself. And it's always gonna be the side that you're looking for. It's always gonna be your hypotenuse, okay? So how we set up Pythagorean theorem is 7 squared plus 7 squared equals x squared, AD squared, whatever you wanna put there. So what is 7 squared?
49.
So we have 49 plus 49, which is how much? $98, right?
98.
And then to get squared by itself, you have to square root.
And that's gonna be 7 squared, is it 2?
We're just gonna leave it like this though. If you want to change, you can. So we know that these two side lengths are the square root of 98. Okay, that's the part that sucks about this. The area formula doesn't really suck, the perimeter doesn't suck, it just sucks finding those side lengths. Because after that, everything's fine. To find our area then, it's still a rectangle, so we still have base times height. Like I said, it doesn't really matter which one's which, but give me, what do you think the base is?
2.
What?
I meant out of the options, square root of 8 and square root of 98.
98.
The square root of 98, okay. And then the other one would just be our height. When we multiply square roots, I just multiply the number inside. So what's 98 times 8? No, don't sleep. That's not gonna help.
784.
784.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the square root of 784? We should get a nice number here.
28.
There we go. So our area is 28. It's still base times height, it's just that our base and height are weird numbers. You can, if you want, up here turn this into decimals. I just think it's easier if you leave them with square roots. So that's our area. You guys know how to find perimeter, right?
Yeah,
If I just had you guys add that up, do you wanna do it? Should we do
would
it?
it be different though?
Well, kind of. Oh my god, what just happened? That's okay. Wait, so to find our perimeter, we're adding up. I have 2 square roots of 8, right? Or the square root of 8 plus the square root of 8. Plus 2 square roots of 98. You can't combine these, so you're just gonna have to turn these into decimals. Honestly, what I would do is just plug this in all at once. Just make sure that when you punch in your calculator, like you hit 2 square root, a parentheses come up, then you have 8, make sure you close that parentheses. Otherwise, it's gonna take the square root of the rest of this.
Where'd you get 2 square roots of 8 from?
Because you have this square root of 8 and that square root of 8. So you have 2 of them. And then square root of parentheses, 98. What do you get when you do that? Can you guys write stuff down?
I
Like if
did it.
there's anything helpful, I'm not
I
talking to
did
you,
it.
I'm not talking to you. You have everything written down?
Yeah,
Really?
Jasmine.
yes, really.
What do you guys get when you punch this in?
I think we're waiting on you to solve
I
it.
am so lost in the third.
You're just adding the sides. If you wanna take the square root of 8 plus square root of 8 plus square root of 98 plus square root of 98, it's the same thing.
Oh,
I want you guys to make sure you know how to do this though. Like,
I got 25.455844.
So 25.5?
Yeah. Is that right?
Yes. Did anybody not get that? So we're good? Okay. What's my next shape?
Triangle.
A triangle. And how do I find the area of a triangle?
F times base times.
Okay. Can I find my base easy? Or is it hard like the last one?
It's easy.
It's easy. I can just count it. How do I know I can just count it?
Because it's literally boxes.
Literally boxes, like straight across. You count the base and height.
8.
You did 8 and 13.
13, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So for area, it's a lot easier. Base and height, we have, like I said, it doesn't matter which one's base, which one's height. But we're just throwing these in here. And what do you get for your area?
52.
Good. Area 52. Haha, that's funny. I didn't notice that before.
Oh my gosh.
Lame jokes. Got to
That is hilarious.
It is kind of funny, isn't it?
No.
Again, the perimeter kind of sucks because we have this slanted line. Now, here's one that I think it doesn't really make sense to use the distance formula because you literally have Pythagorean theorem like set up for you. If you want to use distance formula, you can. I don't know, I just think it's a lot of writing. But so to figure out what AC is, this line, again, we can't just count this because it is slanted. So to find it, we are taking 2 sides squared. So our 2 that make the right angle get squared and added. So 8 squared plus 13 squared equals that side we're looking for squared. And then what I do is I just straight up put this all in my calculator. And 8 squared plus 13 squared, it says is 233. So then when you square root 233, what do you get?
15.3.
Perfect.
So
Since we
that's-
didn't need it for the area, I would just make a decimal right away. What were you gonna say, bud?
So that you just, so it doesn't matter if it can be a decimal?
Yeah,
Okay.
just make sure you round to the 10th. I think that's what your instructions say today. So then to find your perimeter, what numbers am I dealing with?
15.3, 8, and 13.
Am I multiplying or adding?
Adding
Adding them. So 8
36.
plus 13 plus 15.3.
36.3.
36.3 plus. Jasmine, sweet pea. Questions on that one? I don't understand. My house just looking at you.
Triangles seem easy.
They are easier. Oh wait, parallelograms. Do you guys remember how to find the area of a parallelogram?
Base times height.
Base times height. Can I count my base?
Yes.
Sure can. Count it, see what you get.
$13.
Well, I got 12.
I can't count well, so it's probably 12.
Yeah, I got 12 too.
12, okay. So 12 are our base. Can I count my height?
Not yet.
Yes.
So you gotta give it
Did you wake up from your nap to say yes? Remember what we know about base and height is they have to make what?
right angle.
A right angle. So is this slanted guy my height?
No.
No.
No, my height isn't drawn. We're going to draw it. You can either draw it there or you can draw it here, it doesn't matter.
So then you can.
Then we can count it. See, your area is a lot nicer than your perimeter.
7.
Good. So then our area, 84?
Yeah.
Like I said, area is really not the problem with any of these. It's the perimeter, which is why your assignment's just area. You're welcome. Anyway, so we have to find this slant height to get our perimeter. I would use Pythagorean theorem because you know this is 7. We can count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's just my recommendation. You can use distance. It will work. I just think this is faster. So again, start with Pythagorean theorem. 5 squared plus 7 squared equals x squared. 49, 74. And then again, since we're just using for perimeter, I would just square root this and get a decimal. 8.6.
Squirrel.
So then how do I find the perimeter? Remember, you don't want it of your triangle, you want it of the parallelogram. What are the side lengths of my parallelogram? What was the base of my parallelogram?
17.
Just this.
Oh, you do that.
12. And Then we have 2 of those, right? And then we have 2 sides that are also how long? 8.6. Again, you can add 12 plus 12 plus 8.6 plus 8.6. No shame in that game. 41.2. Questions there?
No.
Okay. Julian, you sure you don't have any questions, my dear?
Nope.
Okay. Last shape, what kind of shape do I have?
Same thing.
Trapezoid.
A trapezoid, which is different than a parallelogram. What is my area formula for a trapezoid?
Base times height.
Well,
Same thing as a triangle.
no. Half.
Times base 1 plus base 2 times height.
How do I know which ones are my bases?
Oh, yeah.
If they're parallel.
There we go, they're parallel. So do I have the up and downs or the side to sides?
Side
Which
to
ones are-
side.
Down.
Up and down are my bases. Can I count them?
Yes.
Yes. So it makes this super easy. I got 9 or 11. My line's a little off, that's okay. My height. Can I count my height?
No.
You can make a line.
I can count my height. Remember, your height has to make a right angle with your bases. You'll notice this guy right here makes a right angle with both my bases. And that's how big?
8.
I had 7. Am I crazy?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's 7.
I have 7. So again, area, easy peasy, we're just plugging in. 9 plus 11 times 7. Perimeter, only problem is I have to find one side. I need to find AB. If you notice, we can make this little triangle. I already know this length is 7, and this is pretty easy to count. I count that to be 2. So to find the length of AB, we have 7 squared plus 2 squared. If we round 7.3, do I have 2 sides that are 7.3? Or how many sides do I have that are 7.3?
1.
Just 1. So when it comes to perimeter, what numbers am I adding up?
7 to
7. What else?
11 and
11, 9. Anything else?
7.3.
7.3. 34.3? Question mark?
Yeah.
Okay. Questions?
Yes.